With all the discussion about a possible indictment of the former president, Donald Trump, um, people are wondering, hey, because the former president lives in Florida, would Ron DeSantis defend him? Well, now we have an answer. And the answer is no. Okay. So now the Manhattan District Attorney, Alvin Bragg, is determining whether or not to issue a criminal indictment to Donald Trump over the hush money payments made to Stormy Daniels prior to the 2016 campaign. And so while that is playing out, Trump is posting on Truth Social about how he's expecting to be arrested on Tuesday, which is very, very unlikely to happen. But if there were to be an indictment, the feds would have to come to Mar-a-Lago. Well, that's why a lot of MAGA supporters are saying, well, we're really wondering and focusing on whether or not Ron DeSantis will prevent that from happening. And so we know that right now, based on some of his statements, Ron DeSantis would not. So here's, according to the Miami Herald Tribune, attorneys for the former president have indicated that if he's indicted, that he would willingly turn himself in for fingerprinting and an arraignment. But apparently there are some concerns that Trump would balk at being processed, with the New York Times' Maggie Haberman reporting that Trump is very anxious about what he would have to go through. Should that be the case, Bragg will have to ask Florida to extradite Trump to New York, and DeSantis, presumed to be the former president's chief rival for the 2024 GOP presidential nomination, would need to sign off on it. And according to Zach Anderson of the Herald Tribune, DeSantis will not intercede, telling reporters, quote, "We're not going to be involved in it in any way." There it is. Now, he also, of course, criticized, because he's Ron DeSantis, he did criticize Bragg for running a supposed politicized and weaponized investigation because he's got to keep MAGA chuds happy. Oh, look at me. I am against the terrible thing they're doing to Donald Trump. Please vote for me. Yeah, okay. Very, very transparent there. Okay. But he's also saying, hey, as Florida, as the governor of Florida, we just don't think we should be involved in what New York is doing. I mean, it's not my business. I mean, look, Donald Trump, if he doesn't want to go and be extradited willingly, if there is such an indictment, well then, yeah, that's not our problem. That's his problem, and New York's problem, and they're going to have to deal with it. So it is sort of delicious irony here, because Donald Trump, of course, had moved from New York, from Trump Tower to Mar-a-Lago. So that's, of course, at the time, Trump and DeSantis got along pretty well. Now they're not getting along so well. And so, in fact, Ron DeSantis, and by the way, Ron DeSantis is a terrible person. I think I've noted that already. But he's been getting his ass kicked by Trump on social media. And look, DeSantis has barely fought back for anything, doing standard, politician talking points here, while Trump's out there implying that he's a pedophile. I'm not kidding. There was a video, or I'm sorry, not video. There's a picture that, Trump allies had resurfaced on social media of DeSantis partying with, high school kids. And there was that implication that he was sleeping with them, even though we don't have any evidence of that happening. Doesn't matter. Didn't stop Donald Trump or MAGA from making that implication. And so, now there's that. There's the other stuff, the funny nicknames, Meatball Ron, Ron DeSanctimonious, Shut Down Ron. He hasn't really found a good one. And so, all that, and he's still shopping around for nicknames, and of course going after him for his record on COVID, and so there's all that. Ron DeSantis is sitting there just like getting punched in the face. And now with this potential indictment, you got to think that DeSantis is sitting there now going, oh, that's the indictment. Oh, that's it's real. Could be bad. Could be bad for you. Sad day for you, bud. Good luck. Good luck. We're gonna stop that. Now, he also took a little jab here at Trump, saying, I don't know what goes into paying hush money to a porn star to secure silence over an alleged affair. I can't speak to that. Twist that knife, sir. Twist that knife. Oh, you love it. You know he loves it. And again, there's a lot of irony in this, right? And of course, assuming that Trump is actually indicted, and we don't know that, but already the politics is amazing, and I just love it. It's great. So now the MAGA reaction to this is also hilarious. They're melting down DeSantis. So let's go to Trump influencer and failed GOP congressional candidate, by the way. I love saying that. Laura Loomer. Here's what she wrote. Basically, Ron DeSantis is trying to call President Trump a liar over the news that President Trump may be indicted and arrested. He also kept repeating the word porn star in order to mock President Trump. Okay, Laura. Yeah, okay. Now, Grace Chung, CFO of Steve Bannon's War Room, also wrote an angry cat's response to DeSantis in his basically non-statement. WTF is this? Let him fight. Let him fight. Oh, there's more. And look, even before Ron DeSantis came out and made this statement, he was already getting attacked for not making a statement. In fact, Trump advisor Jason Miller tweeted this, quote, radio silence for Governor Ron DeSantis and Ambassador Nikki Haley. Donald Trump Jr. Tweeted this, pay attention to which Republicans spoke out against this corrupt BS immediately, and who sat on their hands and waited to see which way the wind was blowing. Oh, yeah. You know what? We don't really want to talk about blowing or blow when it comes to Dom Jr. Just saying. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, okay? And finally, on Sunday, Jack Posobiec tweeted this. It takes 10 seconds to send a tweet. This prosecution of President Trump is a farce. It does grave damage to our republic. No, doing grave damage to the republic would be to, I don't know, not go after people for illegal campaign contributions. You know, breaking campaign finance law in order to do hush money payments. Just saying. That would be damaging. Okay. He added to the Times, for DeSantis to make that post yesterday, talking about Hurricane Ian response and nothing from the personal account whatsoever about the arrest, which hasn't happened. It was a message that was received. A message sent and received. Mike Cernovich tweeted that DeSantis was making his first unforced error by not denouncing this lawless act. He went after Alvin Bragg and said that this was basically a politicized, weaponized witch hunt against Trump. What do you want? Oh, I know what they want. In fact, this is Stu Peters, who tweeted this, that DeSantis should send the Florida National Guard to barricade Mar-a-Lago. Now, Stu Peters is insane. Let's just be honest about that. Yeah. So he's saying, and this is something that's being echoed on the far right, that they want to create a quote-unquote patriot moat around Mar-a-Lago to prevent the arrest of Trump. Which, by the way, Trump says, I'm going to turn myself in. If there is an indictment, I'll go to New York, turn myself in, get the mugshot and the fingerprints, and then most likely be released on their own recognizance. So it's not like he would spend any time in a prison cell. And these unhinged people are like, human moat! We must barricade the dear leader! Calm down. Peters wrote, anything less than a human moat proves DeSantis is a fraud. Absolutely unhinged people. Just insanity. Why a moat and not a wall? That's a good question. I mean, would a wall, would it be too obvious just to call it a wall? I mean, look, Donald Trump loves walls. Why wouldn't they go with wall? That's a great question, Ravaging Wolverine. Great question. But that said, look, at the end of the day, weirdos, cultists are going to cult. So they're, of course, going to get mad at Ron DeSantis, who, again, is Donald Trump. Let's be fair. Donald Trump's biggest possible contender in the 2024 race, if he decides to jump in. And Laura Loomer, people like her, MAGA crazies, they already despise Ron DeSantis. And so what I think matters is more of the Republican electorate and whether or not they're as incensed and, wanting to protect Trump as much as these other people, because that's really going to, it's really going to make the difference here in how this goes. But as I said before, Trump and DeSantis, let him fight. Let him fight.